What's up everybody, and welcome to another build breakdown. Today we've got a 22 Jeep Wrangler 392 Rubicon. Let's get after it. So some of you might actually recognize this Jeep. It's been on the channel multiple times, multiple videos, and the last video that we did was the Borla Attack Series exhaust, which was this Jeep right here. We're gonna go over all the stuff that we did to this. It's pretty much done at this point. I don't see us doing much more. So Kevin's got one killer build and we're gonna break it down for you right now. So going back a little bit before the Jeep they actually see right here, when he first brought it to us, all he wanted to do was just wheels and tires. So we set him up with a set of these welds, that actually the same ones that are on it right now, with the Weld Ledge 5 in a satin black finish, 17x9. And we wrapped them in a set of Open Country MTs from Toyo in a 35 12 50 20. Well, fast forward, that wasn't good enough. So then Kevin came back to us and decided we gotta go bigger with this thing. It can't look like every other Jeep on the road. So we hooked him up with a metal cloak 3.5-inch suspension kit on this. I love the metal cloak suspension. We don't get to do them enough because around here it's overkill for most builds, but this 392 absolutely needed a kit like that. And it's specific to the 392, so that's kind of another detail of that. Once we added the lift, obviously we had to go up in tire size. 35s just weren't gonna cut it. So we kept with the same welds, as you can see on the vehicle, and we wrapped them in Toyo Open Country MTs again with a 37 13 50 17, which is all the meat on this thing. So after adding the extra height from the lift and the tires, we had to add different steps, which is where the amp research power steps come in. Definitely one of our go-to choices, especially on a build kind of around this quality. Obviously we couldn't stop at the lift, wheels, and tires, so Kevin came back a couple weeks later and decided that it was time for the front bumper to go on. And so we chose the Fab 4 stubby front bumper to kind of keep that nice tailored look on the front end. And then we paired it up with the Warn VR Evo 10,000 cable winch. And with the Fab 4 stubby bumper, the factory fog lights weren't actually gonna work in there. So we switched them out to the Arc Lighting SAE pod lights on there, which is what I run on my car. Spencer's gonna be running on his. We've got quite a few other customers with these Arc Lighting SAE pods, and pretty impressive. So moving on to the rear, two things here. We got the Fab 4's rear bumper, which looks killer with this. It has nice tight edges that kind of really expose that Borla Attack Series exhaust that we just installed last video. Love that exhaust. The 392 absolutely screams with that. So we're gonna cut to a clip just because we can't get enough of that. And lastly, to kind of just tie everything back together, we had to add some more lighting from Rigid. These are the Rigid D-Series pod lights with the Go Rhino dual pod light mount on the pillar. Well, that's the build breakdown for this 392 Wrangler. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys have any questions on this build, definitely hit them down in the comments, subscribe, like, whatever it is that you gotta do. We appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you guys on the next video.